Hey, you asked a really good question. So you're formatting timestamps to human readable format, but you care about having those date formats in Spanish because I think your clients are Spanish and you're in Spain. So how do we do that? So first of all, let's just go ahead. If we look at this created at record here, you can see Xano stores them in a Unix timestamp. If you go to our documentation, you'll be able to see we have filters where you can format date and time into human readable format, and we link you to php.net, which has a bunch of cool shortcuts here just with basically single characters that let us format date and time. However, what I didn't find on here was any obvious character formats for Spanish. Not saying they don't exist, but with Xano, there's always a workaround to your problem. So I can go ahead and show you how to actually do that translation. So if we come back to Xano here, let's first go ahead and actually format this timestamp, and we'll get it into an English formatted date. So if I go to data manipulation here, and I do update variable, existing variable we'll say is or we'll just do say new date here, and then the value. So this will actually create like a new field, and I'll show you in a second how that works. But the value here will be our existing created at, and I can add a filter here. I can go to format timestamp, and if you go back and look at that php.net page, you'll know that R is a nice little shorthand for a fully formatted times or date and time. Of course, you can combine those characters to create something exactly how you want, just a FYI there, but we'll just do this because this is easy for now. So now if I run this, and you'll see I have this new date here. I did that in that update variable, and we still remain the created at, but I just want to show that for comparison. That's why I'm not updating this. So now we see that this record was created on Monday, 18th, October, 2021. So you specifically asked, hey, how do we actually translate the day into Spanish? So because we didn't find any of that in PHP, what we can do is we can go ahead and create a new variable, and we'll just call this something like dias. And here, if we go to action and we go to import JSON, what we can do is we can go ahead and create a key value pairing of our English days formatted in that exact way and the Spanish alternative that we want. So we can go ahead and we can say Monday, and that is lunes, and maybe we just do it like that. And then we'd probably have Tuesday like that, and we'd say martes, and then Wednesday would be miércoles, and we have Thursday. We'll make sure to do, and did I miss? Thursday will be jueves. And oh, I messed up right here with this comma. So once again, we're just creating this object here. Friday, we'll say, is viernes. Saturday is sábado. And I keep messing that up there. And then finally, Sunday is domingo. So I'll go ahead and say all that right there. Okay, so this is going to create an object where my keys are the English of the exact format that we're getting back in this format timestamp, and then the value is the Spanish translation that I want. Maybe you want the full word, that's completely fine. Just make sure the keys are exactly how they're coming back formatted. So I'll go ahead and import that, and I'll just go ahead and hit save, and Spanish doesn't like or I'm sorry, Xano doesn't like that accent there, so just go ahead and call them dias. Okay, so now that we have the object with our different days, key value pair English to Spanish, let's create one more variable here because it'll make our lives easier. We could do this on the fly multiple times, but this will be our, we'll just say day key in English. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my timestamp field that created that. Make sure that's spelled right. And I'm going to do an add filter here. And we'll do format, timestamp. And I'm going to do a capital D. And I already know this just from that PHP website over here, that'll give me just the day formatted exactly how it is in this update variable there. So just to show you real quick, I looked at that earlier, so I just know. So see, that comes back as Monday. You'll remember it was, or MON, you'll remember that's how it's formatted up in here. Once again, you'll be able to find that pretty quickly on this nice little table here. You can see that's why I did that capital D. Okay, back to Xano, back to this example. Great, so now we have that. So I'm actually going to go ahead and drag these variables above my update variable here, because now the update variable is where we're going to do that translation actually, right? So let's go ahead and we'll keep the Espanol theme and we'll call this hecho. Okay, so now that we have essentially right here this formatted timestamp, I'm going to go ahead and add a filter. And I'm going to do replace. It replaces a text phrase with another. And what are we going to search for? So we're going to search for the phrase that is going to be my day key English. That's why we created that in a variable, so we don't have to do filters within filters. It can get confusing. And now what are we going to replace that with? So we're going to go ahead and replace that with our object of the dias. Then we're going to add a filter. We're going to do a get filter to get the path. And when we use this get filter, we can make that path dynamic. And it will be the day key in English. Okay. So now if I go ahead and save that, and let's change this back to our user variable here. So now when we run this, we'll be able to see that Monday got translated to lun for lunes. And obviously you could keep going. Don't really need to do that for October, but because October is very similar there, but you can see this will be dynamic. I'll do user 6 now, which the date should be on a Wednesday, and that says miércoles instead. So there you have it. That's how you can do an on-the-fly translation in Spanish. English to Spanish or any other language really works particularly well with things like dates, obviously. So hope that's helpful.